Hello, CELTA friends. It is I, Fergus. It's been a very chilly day in Canada today. Surprise, surprise. So, if there is one thing this channel does well, it is talk about the CELTA course and indeed how to score a pass A for all you ambitious teaching folk. Before we jump into another set of Cambridge assessment criteria related content, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on my non-CELTA related content and the videos on how to do this or that with Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Google Docs. Is it a yay or a nay for you? Or what about the other ELT content such as videos for the Cambridge C2 Proficiency, CPE, or IELTS? Let me know in the comments if you also enjoy this content or if you think it might be better suited to another dedicated channel. Okay, on with the next set of 5 tips to get a pass A grade in your CELTA. In the last video, I talked about solutions to anticipated problems, using correct and accurate terminology, reflecting on your plan, and evaluating what worked and what could be improved, working constructively with your colleagues, and teaching your lesson with awareness of the interests and needs of your student. I did, of course, also talk about obliterating that subscribe button, because who doesn't like an obliterated subscribe button? Okay, let's get started. Criteria 1B of the CELTA assessment criteria looks to see you teaching a class with an awareness of learning styles and cultural factors that may affect learning. To do that, you're going to need to find out from learners and your peers about the cultural backgrounds of the learners. So, for example, what are the learners' first language? Where in the world are they from? Well, it's probably impossible to replicate each and every culture all the time in your classroom. An awareness of where the students are coming from can help you develop class rapport and enhance the learning environment. You then need to use this information for selecting materials and activity types where appropriate. And also use this information when setting up pair and group work and dealing with learners in open class. Next, the criteria ask you at 1C to acknowledge, when necessary, learners' backgrounds and previous learning experiences. You're going to need to find out from learners again and your peers again about the learning backgrounds again of the learners. And then you're going to need to find out about linguistic strengths and weaknesses of the learners and then use that information for selecting materials and activity types where appropriate. You should also use this information when setting up pair and group work and dealing with learners in open class once again. So it all comes together. So, as I mentioned, class rapport is key to a good learning environment. And, well, it makes the whole experience better for all involved. The CELTA criteria look to see you establishing good rapport with learners and ensuring they are fully involved in learning activities. To do this, you need to build a positive classroom atmosphere, interact naturally with learners before, during, and after the lesson, maintain eye contact, and ensure that learners are involved in the lesson during teacher-fronted and learner-centered stages of the lesson. Make sure you avoid things like always speaking to that one learner whose country you spent a few months living in, or flying with the fastest. That is always looking to that one stronger learner who gives you all of the answers. Can you think about what might be some more examples of this? Or maybe you've had an experience like this. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts and queries. Next, I want to talk about language analysis for our 4th tip for today. But I'll get to that in just 1 minute. If you're preparing for your CELTA and would like to put yourself ahead of the game, or indeed you're currently taking CELTA, then if you'd like to arrange a consultation, please go ahead and email me on fergustrainer@gmail.com. I've also recently developed courses for teaching online and how to use online tools to enhance your teaching experience. So go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email and let's talk. Okay, so topic 2, language analysis and awareness. This is often an area that drives fear into the heart of CELTA candidates, but it's also a big opportunity for you to shine and show your ability to demystify grammar, vocabulary, and functional language and make it accessible for your learners. The criteria, first of all, want to see you becoming aware of what is coming out of your own mouth, and it asks you to adjust your own use of language in the classroom according to the learner group and the context. Use simple language to give instructions, and while explaining, keep your simplified language natural. This really means avoiding robotic or what is sometimes called pidgin English. After all, you must give your learners accurate models of language. Otherwise, you would be sending them off with the wrong idea about language. Also, since we are indeed looking for student-centered lessons, the criteria look to see you allowing learners opportunity to speak by keeping teacher talk to an appropriate level. Speaking of keeping things student-centered and accurate models of language, that brings us to correcting student errors. It's not simply a question of pointing out each and every mistake and feeling great about yourself because you know more than them. You need to select the right moment when to correct, as well as deciding what is appropriate and useful to correct. The criteria themselves look to see you identifying errors and sensitively correcting learners' oral and written language. Showing an awareness of student errors, correct learners' language sensitively during controlled oral practice activities. Controlled practice would be a good time to do the on-the-spot correction since the focus is on accuracy. You need to then give feedback on oral errors after a communicative activity. So, for example, during freer practice, you probably don't want to interrupt the learner's flow, but rather take notes and save it for feedback at the end of the activity. As I mentioned, you don't want to just crack down on all errors since it will likely have a negative impact on the learner's confidence. And so, Cambridge wants to see you correcting learners' language sensitively during controlled written practice activities. Errors aren't just in spoken form, and indeed students writing provide a wealth of opportunities for you to correct freer written tasks set in class or set for homework. All right, so there you have it. Another set of 5 tips on how to get a pass A on your CELTA. Let me know in the comments what you thought about today's 5 tips. Do you see yourself incorporating them into your own teaching? Finally, a shout out to all of you who have supported my channel so far. There may be detractors out there, but as my mother taught me as a kid, the truth will set you free. And remember, people of CELTA, keep working, keep planning, and stay dedicated so that whether it be today or one day, you'll become that A-grade teacher of your dreams. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.